La falta de memoria.
The memory loss. The challenge is that he forgets everything, even whether he's eaten or he eats twice because he can't remember. I leave everything ready the night before for what he needs to do when he gets up.
Maria Figueroa de Gonzalez lives in Miami and has been the primary caregiver for her husband Ricardo since his Alzheimer's began.
Enfócate.
Focus. Focus. Stay grounded. That's what he has to try to do, to keep repeating to himself what I've told him.
Maria uses technology devices to help with her caregiving.
Acordarse de tomarse la pastilla.
It helps him remember to take his pills. He has an alarm, so he knows when he needs to come and find me. And I leave him the iPad so he doesn't get bored with TV. He plays Sudoku on it.
Le tengo puesto.
I keep the wristband on him so I always know where he is. On his phone, there's an alarm that reminds him to keep it charged on him. The phone has its own type of technology, different from the one on his wrist. And he also carries another device in his pants pocket at all times. It gives me peace knowing I can locate him, so much more peace.
Ruth Marquez is a clinical specialist who spent years helping caregivers understand the earliest signs of Alzheimer's, long before an official diagnosis is made.
So the way I would explain Alzheimer's is the brain cells are dying. And so it starts affecting our memory, and then our speech, our movement, everything else falls into line as they die down, as different areas of the brain dies down.
Many responders tell Ms. Marquez they're afraid to ask their doctors questions, worried they'll sound confused or be dismissed. So they turn to AI first, practicing what to say before the appointment.
That technology has helped them to start it. Using AI, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, whichever they found, be able to have those started conversations. Then those other tools help us with daily reminders, whether it's take your medication, you have a doctor's appointment, make sure you checked in, how's traffic going, what do I need to plan ahead for these appointments? And lastly, you have your tracking.
For families Ms. Marquez works with, including retired 9/11 first responders, technology has become a lifeline.
So my thing is address the stigma and be able to have these conversations and use the tools that you have at hand to help you with addressing these conversations.
According to the Alzheimer's Association, Alzheimer's affects more than 6.9 million Americans today, and by 2050, that number is expected to nearly double. In Miami-Dade alone, over 76,000 people are living with the disease, the highest concentration in the nation. Zaida Peralta cared for her husband Silvio for more than 10 years, long before caregiving technology even existed.
Lo primero que yo observando.
The first thing I noticed was that when it started, he was clumsy, moving slowly. That went on for about 1 to 2 years, but by the 3rd year, you could really tell he was forgetting everything. He would eat, but he didn't really want to. He didn't want to go to the bathroom or take a shower, and I had to do everything for him. And he died from a lung complication because he swallowed water and sort of choked. There wasn't any technology back then. I just had a calendar. I would have used it, but how can I say it? Bad luck. It just didn't exist back then.
At Florida International University, researchers are racing to uncover the earliest signs of Alzheimer's, long before families even realize something is wrong.
Okay, so Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disease. That means that it's progressive and chronic. So usually what happens is that people start with mild symptoms and then progresses to like devastating symptoms. We don't know what causes Alzheimer's disease. One of the main reasons is that there are different mechanisms. In other words, a lot of things are happening in the brain. One of these things is called neuroinflammation. can do. The protein that we're studying that is called translocator protein 18 kilodaltons, or TSPO, is a protein that is a biomarker of neuroinflammation. In other words, it's a protein that we can use to detect neuroinflammation in the brains. But it's important to focus that hippocampus maybe is one of the most important areas related to Alzheimer, and that we can use it to do an early detection.
Jessie used everyday technology to fill caregiving gaps quickly. Whatever was needed, she found fast.
So both my grandmothers, they both had Alzheimer's before passing away, on both sides. So it's something that my families have been very, a cause that my families have been very close to. It was as simple as, you guys need help, let us help you, and being vocal about it. And okay, fine, let me look it up on Amazon Prime, and it would be at their doorstep the next day.
Signs of Alzheimer's. We actually see it in the brain.
I think social media raises awareness to many causes, but I feel like I wish people spoke out more about it to make sure that the word got out there.
For Jessie, platforms like TikTok weren't entertainment, they were education and connection.
I've read a lot on Reddit threads, on it just felt comforting. There's an online community, if you even just search it up, that they can read other stories, share other stories, share their story as well.
Dr. Ellen Brown leads a team behind My Patty, a tool designed to support families through communication and early detection.
We are working on several projects, all focused on the public health problem of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. The technology we build includes an AI chatbot to support brain health and an iPad-based app to support communication for people impacted by dementia. Empathy is so important. I think that technology can potentially provide encouragement and motivation, but for me, empathy is a human emotion and requires a person. But however, technology may be able to detect various responses to questions or facial recognition, and then direct a person to services or maybe to a caregiver support group, which would be wonderful.
According to the Alzheimer's Association, technology is reshaping reality for millions of families. 83% of Alzheimer's care is carried by family, unpaid, often invisible work, and 6 in 10 patients will wander at least once, sometimes without warning. Jennifer is a leader with the Alzheimer's Association, supporting families across Miami-Dade through every step of the disease.
We're here in Miami-Dade County, which is actually #1 for Alzheimer's prevalence in the United States. We have over 76,000 individuals who are living with the disease. So the Alzheimer's Association is really a complete resource throughout the journey for caregivers and individuals living with Alzheimer's disease. We have many different resources that are available. There's your traditional kind of brick and mortar, whether that's in-person support groups, educational programs, but also as technology advances, we have different opportunities like our 1-800 number. So there's many opportunities to volunteer, so you can become an advocate. You can help us engage with members of Congress to help advance critical funding and legislation that ensures access to these biomarker treatments and all sorts of different issues. We go to Tallahassee, Washington, D.C. every year. You can go to alz.org/SE Florida to learn more.
Mira, yo busco ayuda.
If I don't know how to use it, I learn. Technology isn't perfect, but it helps me take care of him with more peace of mind.
I think in the end, it still hurts to know that part of their memory has faded, and like those whatever memories that you made with them were kind of no longer there in their minds. So it's up to our families to continue writing these stories and talking about Alzheimer's.
Pero no había esa.
There wasn't that technology. If I had it, maybe my days would have been a little less hard.
Caring for someone with Alzheimer's is a journey built on love, fear, patience, and strength. Today, technology gives caregivers tools that help restore moments of peace and moments of connection.